So what we're going to do, we're going to have a look at this M13 data and see what we've got. So I'm going to open it with this option. Okay, and first thing I'm going to do is bin it 50%, and this will be helping a little bit with noise, and it makes our process quite a bit quicker. Now I'm going to auto dev to see. Oh no, that was the wrong one. Cancel. Auto dev. See what we've got. Okay. Alright. Little stacking artifact in the corner. Same up there. They must be cropped out. So next thing we do is crop. And we cut out those overlapping frames or anything that shouldn't be there. And now we're going to wipe. Do the presets. This should tell us how well the flats have worked. Not brilliantly there. There's problems with the flats still. The trouble with vignetting, the stronger you go, the more damage it does to your image. So we're going to have a play with this, but I've got an idea what I want to do. Yeah, I mean, you can see how bad it's making it look, so cancel that, and we'll minimize that for a moment and open up Astro Pixel Processor. Now we'll turn them off. Load your stacked image. What I would do actually is try and stack this without flats again. You'll probably get a better job. So let's open up in Astro Pixel Processor the stacked data. Now go to tools, and what I'm going to do, I'm going to do the crop in here and try and even out this light pollution and vignetting. So batch modify, yes. We're going to do our crop, so we don't need to crop in Star Tools after this. Crop, okay. Save as it fits. Now we need to open that one up and work on that one, the cropped version. Then we're going to go to remove light pollution. Now I'm going to start off where the heavy light pollution or gradient is and add a few little boxes. Don't worry too much about the dimmer stars. Have a quick look. Okay, now what I'm going to do is basically fill out anywhere where there's no bright DSO or bright stars, and I'm just going to put a few more in at a time and then select calculate. Keep doing this until I've got pretty much the whole screen, other than our object of interest and any little galaxies. We don't want to involve them in this light pollution removal. Bear with me while I undo that one. Each step a little better. I'm not too worried about these red boxes yet. I can see a lot of noise in the image, and that's probably due to the flats not being ideal. It's one of the hardest things in astrophotography is getting decent flats. I struggle. Still haven't found the perfect flat, but fortunately one of my cameras doesn't need flats, so I use that camera most of all now. Now I suspect after this one it will look quite even. You can't put too many boxes in, so just be careful of the bright stars and any objects. Let's give it a go. Calculate. I think that'll do for now. So we're going to OK and save that. And now I'm going to go back to Star Tools and open up our new file, which has been cropped and light pollution sorted. Auto dev. No, first of all I'm going to bin it about 50%. It'll reduce the noise and make our process quite a bit faster. The less noise, the less binning basically. I always do a minimum of 71%. Never keep a full frame unless I'm taking a small crop off of an image. So now into Auto Dev. It's going to look nasty, but I always do. Keep that. Wipe now, so we should be able to use the gradient now. This will again have an auto develop on it all automatically. The dark anomaly filter will usually takes away any sort of colour, gradients. Even them out a bit. I think that's about the best we're going to get without doing too much damage, so we'll keep that and go to manual develop now, redo global stretch. I always bring up my dark anomaly to 16 on every image, and then we're just going to develop until we're happy with what we see. Just before this noise starts to come in, the higher we go, the more you're going to see the random noise there. So about 95%. We've got our basic stretched image. Now what we're going to do is go to contrast. That will help a little bit more with the noise in the background. Okay, keep that. Quite happy with that. Deconvolution with an automatic star mask. Let's see what the mask is like before I not bad. Okay, so I'm going to pause this and come back after it's done its bit. Okay, let's have a look if it's done anything to our stars. There's a subtle difference there. Just a wee bit sharper. Every little bit helps, so we're going to keep that. Now HDR, don't worry about the mask at the moment. We're going to save our mask. So what I'm going to do first is tame the highlights and start off with dropping the strength down 1 and just seeing how the outcome is. Okay, so a bit overpowering. We're going to drop the strength of the dark light response. A little bit less. That's all we need. Keep that. I'm going to go back to HDR again and optimize. Bring the strength down again. That's all I want. Keep that. And then I'm going to go back to HDR and do a reveal DSO core. Too much again, so the strength down. A little bit too much. Again, a subtle difference. Keep that. So now what we're going to do is we're going to save our star mask. So go to mask, invert it. I want to see what it's like. Okay, they're quite a big star mask, so I'm going to shrink it once and then try and add these small stars. So we do also stars. Down here, old mask, we want to add new mask to old mask, fill to sensitivity up to around about 20. We'll see how that goes. What the filter sensitivity is doing is what it picks up. So if I had nothing, it would pick the whole screen up. The sensitivity is blocking out small bits of noise, etc. Do that and see how the mask looks. Okay, it's got all these nice little stars. Can mask them. This is only a temporary mask for the moment, so all we're going to do is save that. Mask tech. That's it. Save. And keep. Let's see where we are. Right, so we've done a HDR. Now we're going to go to colour. I don't like using light very much. So we're going to a colour now, which can be difficult, but we shall see. We want to fill the mask. Not too bad. I'm going to drop the dark saturation. I do on all star and galaxy images. Nebula images, I'll start to bring up the dark saturation. So it hasn't done such a bad job actually. We'll increase the red a little bit by reducing that. That will increase the red amount into the image. Let's have a look what we've got. So we've got the blue stars, red stars, and the yellow stars in there. It's quite yellow dominant, but that's not too bad. So I'm going to keep that for now. So now we've done our colour. What we're going to do is the noise reduction, and then we're going to work on the stars, the halo, and so we stop tracking now, and I'm going to use the classic denoise. What this is trying to do is trying to get rid of any clumpy you can see all the clumps of noise around. What we want to do is just raise this until it's a blur really, that's all we're doing. So we'll give it up to 15 and next. That's done a nice job of reducing some of that noise. So I left that on default settings with the grain dispersion at 15 pixels. Keep that. It's looking quite nice. And now what I'm going to do is show you a couple of my favourite little tools. First of all, I'm going to slightly reduce the stars. So we can open our saved mask. Mask TIFF. Open. I'm going to shrink it once. With this on flood fill lighter pixels, I'm going to take it off that little galaxy because we don't want to shrink our galaxy, and keep that. And I'm just going to put it on shrink and see how that does. Too much, I think, so the mask, I'm going to shrink it once more. And that's taken all the small stars off the mask, but I will grow it to get to the edge of the big stars again. Keep, and I'm not sure. I don't know. I think I prefer the original, so we'll cancel that. Go back into mask, clear it. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to concentrate on this one star just to show you what can be done. So with flood fill lighter pixels on and the mask still, I'm just going to click on the edge of that and it flood fills it. Make sure I've got it. I'm going to grow it, and then I'm going to invert it and flood fill these stars that you can see in there. If you miss and do it wrong, just undo that last click and pick our little stars out. Okay, then we invert it back again. So we've got our halo masked out. Make the star a little bit bigger. Undo that. What I'm going to do, I'm going to get here and lasso. I'm just going to lasso that into a roundish star. All helps a little bit. Invert, keep. Now we go to heal, and we want to set this new darker than old to yes. See how it comes out. Okay, I don't quite like that, so I'm going to go back to the mask, invert it. Oh, I need that on flood fill lighter pixels again. Let's see how it goes this time. I'm not really happy with that because we've lost the glare to the star, so I'm going to go back to lasso, and I'm going to lasso the glare. We'll deal with this a little bit more after this hill. Invert it, keep. That'll do for now. Now, with that same mask set, I'll show you what a filter can do, which is a great tool. And we set this to reject. Now you see from the hill, we've got little bits of gradient still. If we click on one of them, it starts to reduce. Just a tiny amount. I'll undo that. So reset. I'm going to put the mask fuzz up a bit. A little bit of help there. Keep. See, this filter is a brilliant tool for spot fixing. You can sort of remove anything you like. It's unlimited, really, unlimited. So I don't want to do any sharpening on a star field. It will make the stars start to look horrible, so we don't sharpen star fields, just nebula and galaxy pictures. Another little trick we can do is we go to the mask, open our star mask. Now I'll stick this to flood fill light pixels. I don't want to work on the actual, all I want to work on is big stars. So we're going to click off the main part and shrink and shrink until we've just got our large stars. Our large stars covered. All I'm doing here is picking up the refraction on the bigger stars. Now those three there, I just want that one, so a single click with that will remove the actual selected mask. That's it, we've just got the star alone there. I'm going to try and avoid double stars like that. They're okay anyway. We're literally going on the stars that have got the refraction, which is just the bright stars. Undo that. I've already done that one, haven't I? Okay, so that's pretty much them, and they're all single stars, masked. Keep, and now we go to repair. We've got different settings down here. We shall leave it on warp and see how we go with that. That's definitely improved the stars, but we're going to try. Core is brightest pixel, see how that goes. It's made them all round, but if you want to be really picky and spend a lot of time, we'll go back to lasso and we're going to take these bits that are overhanging. We've got a double there, look, we don't want that, so there's a double star there. We don't want that involved. There's a group of stars there, we don't want that done. No, there's a little bit of overhang there, so lasso. So you can spend hours on this. You haven't got to be exact. We've got over here, we've got a lot of glare from the star. It's not an exact science, but you can spend a long time doing it. We're just covering up all that glow. Another bit there. Be careful not to mask the other star. Over there we've got one. Down there. You'll see the difference if it works. Just enlarge that to take out the spikes. And then there's one up the top, there's one there. keep that for a minute and see how that one turns out with core is brightest pixel. Certainly made the stars round and taken away the spikes. Let's just try warp again and see how that goes. Yeah, don't like that. Don't like that one. And we'll try core is average location. Just seeing what different effects these have. I think I'll prefer core is brightest. Yeah, I prefer that. So keep that. And then remember, we can go back to our shrink with those stars still done, and we're going to go down to Titan here, and we can increase the amount it tightens, and this is bringing them stars we've just repaired back down to a less bright and in your face sort of thing, but that's done a pretty good job actually, considering we had lots of spikes and a very deformed star. What that star looked like originally is now look, I mean, you can shrink more and more and more, just choose one star. So if we just, for example, we'll keep that, get our mask, clear it and select with flood fill lighter pixels that one star, keep. We can go back to shrink, tighten, and work on that one star, making it smaller and smaller. Yeah, so that's looking quite nice. So I don't like using light very much, but we will cancel that in a minute. Get our mask and fill it, clear, invert, keep. Now, so we go to life now, and I'll show you what you can do. Hopefully they're quick. So we just click on less or more. What it will do is dimmen the stars, and it usually brightens a bit of nebula. So we're actually losing a bit of the brightness out of the outer edges of the stars. Isolate is powerful. Very rarely used though. This will just increase. They can be very powerful and overwhelming sometimes. It's not bad actually. For some reason this one, when you raise the strength, it's actually less powerful. So there'll be a subtle difference. If I lower it, then it becomes very overwhelming and bringing our stars back up to the big stars we had before. So little subtle differences make a big difference. That's not bad actually. That's just brightening up the outer stars. I'll keep that, why not? Then you can go into life as many times as you like and do different things. If I do come in, I only ever use moderate, isolate rarely. That'll less more. What isolate, you need a mask on that, and I'll give you a quick demonstration. So open our star mask. Okay, we'll just leave that as it is and see what happens when we do isolate. So what that's doing is protecting what we've got masked and lessening everything around it, if you know what I mean. Let's see if I can get the full nebula, the full mask, globular cluster masked. So we're going to be protecting anything within that mask, and the nasty noise bit, this might work well. All I'm doing is clicking on blank spots which are brighter than the dark background, and it will pick up anything around there. Oh, a bit too much. Okay, we'll keep our galaxy fully masked. We don't want to lose any of that. Keep and remember, we can adjust the strength down here. So the better mask you do, the better job you're going to get. But I'm not going to do that. I don't think it needs any isolating, so cancel. So there's a pretty good image from what was fairly noisy data, and I do believe that the most of your noise you're getting is from flats not working. So you probably have a better job working on an image which hasn't had the flats stacked with it, just your darks and your light frames, using Astro Pixel processor to reduce that noise. What we started off with, we've got this uneven light pollution, a bit of vignetting. APP sorted out the irregular noise and evened it out a bit, which made it a lot easier in Star Tools to get what we've got there. So let's save that as, I'm going to go straight to a JPEG here, M13.jpg. Save, as I do with all the work, all my images, I've got Photoshop Express. It's a free download, very quick and easy to use. So we'll choose our JPEG, open it up, and just fiddle around with these settings, clicking on this option here. Shadows, reduce them is just like a contrast really, but I prefer it to contrast. You've got a before and after thing there. There's all sorts of things you can do, highlights. This is very effective on nebula. It'll bring up stuff that you never knew were there. Colour, so we can saturate it, vibrance. It's all personal taste really. I'll stick up to 25 for the moment. Effects, clarify can be good. Don't know how well it's going to work on this one. It's actually making the stars look a bit bigger again. You can start to see all the noise, so we don't want to introduce the noise. Detail, reduce luminance noise a little bit, say 20, just a bit smoother. Split tone, we're working on the highlights and background. Just put the saturation up a little bit and run through your slider and see if there's a better colour you prefer. See, I think I preferred the original colour. Shadows. So I'll turn the saturation right up here for a moment and get a greeny yellow background. Seems to work, but then we're going to bring the saturation right back down to say 10. No, don't like that. Turn that off. So very little, just a bit, light little bit of noise reduction, bit vibrance, and very little bit of shadows. I've darkened the shadows a bit. As you can, with nebula, if you imagine this around here is nebula, what we couldn't see before would pop up into view. All our noise around here. It's highlighting that. So if you've got nebula that you hadn't noticed before, that can all of a sudden pop up. I would say that's pretty much not a bad image for finishing off with. Save. That was the Star Tools finished one, and a little bit of difference, but not just a touch up. We've got our two little galaxies there, one there and one there. That's a nice capture. But hopefully you should get an idea of what the modules are doing, and a little bit more about the mask. It is a tricky thing to get mask what you want. The options down here, they're very handy. They're very handy. So this, for example, well, flood fill lighter pixels is obvious, darker pixels is obvious. Freehand off. So if you've got a mask, a full mask, and you want to remove some pixels, that's the pixel off. Similar color. If you've got nebula, red nebula, you click on the red nebula and it'll pick anything up with a similar color. Brightness will do the same thing. Lasso, grow blob, shrink blob, they're handy. It grows an individual star or part of the mask. Click and drag, that's for a straight line. Let's clear our mask. Yeah. Click one end, drag and drop. That's made a line through there. If I grow it, you'll see that mask that I made there. So yeah, there's all sorts of handy things in the mask. Generally, what you've masked is what you'll be working on. What's not masked will be not worked on generally, but that's not the case in every module. Some the mask is protecting,